Okay, guys, after you finish your questions and you have come up with 5 good questions and you've answered them. You've done the research, you've answered them. Here's what we're going to focus on. We're going to focus on these 3 things only for your paper. Nothing else, just these 3 things. And we're going to just do one at a time. So if you get one done today, if you just get the hook done, that's great. If you get the hook and the bridge, fantastic. But these are the only 3 things, the only 3 parts of the actual paper we're going to focus on. Remember, once you're done with your questions and answering those questions, so you actually have that research. Okay, so the first thing is going to be the hook. Now, I want to show you again. I've shown you this before, but I want to show you some examples of a hook. Now, what we have right here, we have all these examples of hooks. Now, hooks, if you remember, are simply getting the reader engaged immediately so they actually want to read whatever it is you're telling us about. So here are some examples of hooks. You can always start with a question. To be honest, that's an easy way, and that's okay. What the example I'm going to show you, they have some questions. You can start off with an idiom, a figure of speech, and here are the examples. They tell you the types over here, guys, and they give you examples over here. So what I want you to do is I want you to look through these, and then I want you to decide how you want to start your paper about the Summer and Winter Olympics. Which one do you think would be best? So I'm giving you these examples right here. So just read through these and decide what you like best. And then here are some more examples. And remember, obviously, you can pause this and you can look at it as long as you need. We got more examples over here: riddle, setting, alliterative phrase, exclamation, noises. And then they give you these awesome examples. So just kind of go back and forth, pause this, and then look over them, okay? Now, this is for your hook. And once you decide how you want to hook your readers, you're going to type it right here, okay? I've got it color-coded for you already, so your hook is going to be purple, and you'll type it right here once you think you have it ready to go. Now, remember, just go back and forth through these and decide how you want to do that. Now, what I also want to show you again, and I showed you one a couple days ago. I want to show you some examples of hooks. Now, we read this story, Invasion of the Jellyfish, and to be honest, the title itself is a hook, Invasion of the Jellyfish. But in the title right here, you can see this. That's a hook itself too. And you notice there's a question mark at the end. So they did it that way. Could a boneless, brainless, bloodless bag of goo become king of the sea? That's a pretty good hook. And then they actually come down here and they give you another hook. Now, you're only going to do one hook, but they do it in, these are professional writers, so they did it in a variety of ways. Now, if you notice, their first hook right here, I don't want to highlight all that, is this: some deadly sea creatures are taking over the world's oceans. That makes me want to keep reading. That's a good hook. And then they go on and they bridge it. And they go, all this would be considered a bridge then. Okay? All of this right here would be considered the bridge. Now, you don't have to have that much, obviously, for your bridge. A bridge is simply like what you walk on or drive over. It just bridges one part to another part. So read over this too to see how they bridged it. Now, remember, you're going to focus on just the hook first. How are you going to grab their attention right away? Then we'll move on to the bridge. And then we're going to get to that thesis statement. So the bridge would be second. The thesis statement / topic sentence would be third. A thesis statement is a very fancy term for a topic sentence. So, but I want to reiterate, hook first. Just focus on the hook. Don't worry about anything else except the hook first. But once you've got that, you can move to the bridge and the thesis statement. Now let me come back to the thesis statement. The thesis statement, guys, is that statement that can stand alone by itself. This is what the paper is actually going to be about. Now, the way they did it here is they said, in fact, the villains are jellyfish. That was their thesis statement. Pretty simple. They kind of built us up to it. So we know now we're talking about jellyfish for the rest of the article. So that's their thesis statement. I also want to bring your attention up here. They kind of give us some more hooks right here. they kind of triple up on the hooks. I got a bunch of questions right here, but it does. It keeps you engaged. So look at the way they did all of this. This should really help how you decide to do your hook, bridge, and thesis statement for Summer and Winter Olympics. Now, I want to show you another example. And I already showed you this, I know, but I just want to show you again. As far as the hook, this is a great hook. You're at a restaurant and a strange dish arrives at the table. You recognize the carrots and cucumber, but what are those long noodle-like strands? And actually, it just keeps going. And they bridge it all the way. They use the bridge right here. I guess you could consider this the bridge. And then they give us the thesis statement. Now pay close attention to the thesis statement. It's right here. Don't ever start a sentence with but they can do it because they're professionals. But here's their thesis statement. Scientists think there's one good way to keep jellyfish under control. Eat them. This is what the whole article is about. This is the focus. This could stand alone. They could have started the article with this, and it would have been okay. But that's why we do a hook and a bridge, because this is way more interesting to start your article. It makes us want to keep reading. Okay? So go back and forth through these examples when you're deciding on these three things. Okay? But remember, the hook is first, then worry about the bridge, then worry about the thesis statement / topic sentence. And you'll type them in here, and you'll use these colors to keep it color-coded. Okay,